Yeah, so I am reading multiple books at the same time. So sometimes when I do that, it can get confusing between like characters in the books and like personalities. But in these books, I think it's because the genre of the books are very different, and the genre of the books are very different, so I don't get confused as often, like about, oh, this, I thought this character was in this book, but it's actually in this book. Yeah. Hi, I'm Dobby, but you can call me Dobbs. So in this video today, I'm going to be showing you kind of what I've been reading recently, like what I've been up to. So first I'm going to tell you all the titles of the things that I've been reading, and then I'm going to kind of show you a little bit about what the books are about and like how I got to read them. So the first books are books from the series The Lunar Chronicles, and it's a series by Marissa Meyer, who is also the author of Renegades. Renegades was a really good book. Oh, hello. So for the Lunar Chronicles, I read Cinder, Scarlet, and Cress, and I'm working on reading Winter right now. The second book is called Uglies. This book I'm reading at school, and it's by Westerfeld, who's also the author of Imposters, another book I read. And there's also Sherlock Holmes. I'm trying to read the Sherlock Holmes series. At the moment, I'm reading the book A Study in Scarlet, and the last two, they're not really books, but like they're comic strip kind of things from this app that I have on my phone called Webtoon. And I'm going to talk more about that later when I get to these two books, but they're called Let's Play and My Giant Nerd Boyfriend. Okay, so the first books I'm going to talk about is the Lunar Chronicles series. Okay, so we have Scarlet. This is the second book. And Winter. This is the fourth book. The other books that I got at my library, this one's also from the library, the school library, and this one I bought, Scarlet I bought. We're going to buy Cinder too today, because my mom wants to read it. And also the covers are beautiful. Beautiful. So the Lunar Chronicles is about these people called Lunars, which are people that can control other people's minds. Lunars live on Luna, or the moon, and then there are also Earthens who live on Earth. And the Earthens are trying to prevent a war between Luna and Earth, and that's kind of about this book. And they're also fairy tale retellings. So each book has a different fairy tale in it. So Scarlet is about Little Red Riding Hood, Cinder is about Cinderella, Cress is about Rapunzel, and Winter, I believe, is about Snow White. So I thought that was a cool twist. It kind of has like other characters, like Scarlet is Little Red Riding Hood, so it also has a wolf character. Cress is Rapunzel, so her story is kind of like she's been locked up in not really a tower like the actual fairy tale, but something else that I can't really talk about. And these books are really good. The way I got to read them is I kind of saw them around BookTube, like people were mentioning them, but I didn't really get to know a lot about them. But then one video, I believe it was Jesse the Reader, he mentioned that this series was retellings, and I was like, that sounds like such a good idea. I need to read these. So I got Cinder and I started reading it, and I was like, Cinder is really good. And I just moved on from there. Genre? Oh, it's, so like I said, these are retellings of fairy tales, but it's kind of retellings with like a sci-fi twist, fantasy a little bit. It's in the future, I think, and it's like very technology, like futuristic. So the second book that I have is Uglies. I don't have it with me because it's at my school. Uglies is about a world where there are two types of people, uglies and pretties. And everyone is an ugly until they turn 16 years old. That's when they get the surgery done to become a pretty. And the main character is Tally. Tally can't wait to be a pretty. But when Tally meets a new friend, Shay doesn't want to be a pretty, and Tally's kind of like, why? Their only job is to have fun. Like, why does Shay not want to be a pretty? And when she kind of investigates more, she kind of finds secrets about this world that she's living in. And this book, How I got to read this book, is my friend who also likes reading. She kept talking about this book. She kept talking about this author. She always had a book from the series. It's a series. There's Uglies, Pretties, Specials, and Extras. She kept talking about the series and how good it was. And one day I was just like, I need a book to read, so why don't I pick it up? And it's pretty good so far. I'm about halfway through it, and I like it. Okay, so the next book that I have is Sherlock Holmes. So, I got The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes at Barnes & Noble, but then I realized that, fellow booktuber, Coley Reads, you should go check her out, she's cool. She said that I should read Sherlock Holmes, and I was like, I've been thinking about reading Sherlock Holmes for a little bit now. So, I decided to get it at the library, but then she said that, she also commented saying that the first one that I should read is A Study in Scarlet. So I got A Study in Scarlet on my Kindle, and I'm reading that now. And the good thing about Kindle is that you can because Sherlock Holmes is a classic and it has old words, harder to understand words, Kindle makes it so that if you hold on a word, then it'll tell you the definition of it. So that makes it really easier to understand, and it helps me a lot. This book, it's pretty fun so far. It's Sherlock Holmes is a detective, and it's about him and his coworker Watson solving crimes and mysteries, and it's a little hard to understand, but I feel like once you get into the gist of it, once you start reading it, you can start to understand it a little more. So the next two books that I have are not So the next reading thingies I have. So the next two things that I've read recently. I don't know, it's just really funny. The next two things that I've read recently are kind of like these comic strips, and they come from this app called Webtoon, which I have on my phone. Webtoon is this really good app that has a bunch of comics, and they're originals, which are ones that Webtoon has selected, and they're all these other comics that people have put on there because they got featured to be in Webtoon. So at the moment I'm reading three different Webtoons, but two of them, I'm gonna focus on two of them. One of them's called Let's Play, and it's a romance, and it's about this girl named Sam, who's an indie game developer, and she has just made her first game, Runimate. And Runimate is a puzzle game, and when her favorite VTuber, they can't say YouTuber, so they say VTuber, does an video review of the game, he plays it wrong. He plays it as a combat game instead of a puzzle game, and he says the game is bad, and his whole fan base, all of his fans, go after Sam and go onto her creator page, and they disable her page so that her account is disabled and she can't do anything. And it's Marshall's ruined Sam's first game, even though Marshall was Sam's favorite VTuber. And then Marshall moves in next door to Sam. Dun dun dun. Okay, so yeah, this is a romance, and the way that I got to read this book is I was on Webtoon a little bit, I read small comics, but I never started reading any big comics, and then I started reading this one, and I got so into it that I just kept reading, and now I have to wait 4 days or something for the creator to upload again, because they're still working on it at the moment, so they keep uploading over time. So there will always be more episodes until the end. The second Webtoon that I'm reading is called My Giant Nerd Boyfriend. It's a slice of life Webtoon, and it's a humor comedy kind of Webtoon, and it has relatable, sometimes funny little scenes. They're very small. So if you are in a hurry but you want to read something, you can just swipe through it. It's very short. You don't need to understand all the characters. What you could do is you could scroll randomly, choose an episode, read it, and it would still make sense. While in Let's Play. If you randomly scrolled into an episode, it probably wouldn't make sense to you. My Giant Nerd Boyfriend, I also found on Webtoon, and it's really fun. I love reading it. It's cute, it's like quirky, and it's about, I didn't even say what it's about. It's about this girl. She doesn't put her real name, she just puts Fishbowl, and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend is like a nerd. He loves playing video games and like board games, and he's really tall, while Fishbowl is like shorter. And it's about her and her boyfriend's kind of adventures and struggles, and it's really fun. Okay, so the other one's called Just for Kicks, and it's about Taekwondo, which I do. And it's about like Taekwondo problems, like struggles and like things that happen in Taekwondo, and it's really funny. I can relate to it because I do Taekwondo, and the art style is really cute too. This one, it's like also like My Giant Nerd Boyfriend. You can scroll to any page and you can still understand the chapter. And also when it says Korean words sometimes, and then it'll say like a star, and then on the bottom it'll say star, and then it'll say what it means. Like it says kuman, I think, which means stop, like during a Taekwondo match. So Uglies is my school book. I'm reading it during school when the teachers like do independent reading. That's the book I go to. Winter is my home book, like it's my personal kind of like, it's like sometimes nighttime, sometimes for night, sometimes in the morning. Sherlock Holmes is like when I'm finished with all my books and I don't have anything to read, I just kind of go to Sherlock Holmes. And then the webtoons are for my spare time. Like if I'm bored, I always have my phone. If I'm bored, like I just webtoon and then I start reading some stuff. So yeah. So that'll be the end of my video. By recently reading things. If you like this video, please like this video, and while you're down there, please subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Should I? I hope you enjoyed. Hi, I'm Dobby. Hi, I'm Dobby. Hi, I'm Dobby. Hi, I'm Dobby. Will you call me Dobbs?